Welcome to this episode of Inside Sailing, the television programme which brings you all the very best action from some of the most spectacular sailing events around the world. Through this epic sport, we discover new horizons, new challenges, exciting journeys, and some breathtaking sceneries. Let's start this episode with one of the leading high-performance one-design sailing competitions. The 44 Cup season is underway, with each of the stops bringing something new. For the third act in 2022, the fleet hit Marstrand, Sweden, a favourite location for both participants and organisers.
It's always great to be here. Everyone in Sweden is so kind and great and nice, and look at the weather. I mean, it's been perfect for 4 days. It might change as the weekend comes up, but no, it's awesome.
This is a venue that we really enjoy. It's a beautiful location. We've got a really nice forecast ahead, and I think the thing about Marstrand that's so exciting is every day is quite different. Every race can be quite different, so you've got to have an adaptable plan. You've got to be able to adjust under the different conditions.
Marstrand is not only popular due to its beauties, but also for its challenging weather conditions and varied winds it can offer. This was evident during day one that saw Artemis Racing winning the first race. The second day proved to be even more exciting, with 3 different winners in as many races.
Within one race, things can change, but that's the beauty of the whole thing. But clearly, we're very happy, particularly with the last race. We got a clean start and could sail our own race from the beginning to the end.
The 44 Cup is much more than just a sailing competition. Everyone involved helps promote the class, and its future seems bright. Youth sailors from the event's host club, Marstrand's Segelsklap, had the chance to be part of the teams during this stop. It involved sailing on board, working with the shore crew, going to debriefs and much more.
It's very good to start with this because they maybe go on sailing, and I think it's very good for the sport and for the people, for young people. If they go on and be in this team for about 5-6 years, it's fantastic.
Today we had the kids from the local Marstrand Yacht Club here to let them see what the RC44 class is, what we do, how we race, why we race, and let them to see a little bit into the professional world of sailing. All the youth programs that are out there are very important for any kid who wants to be doing sailing, basically.
The penultimate day of racing started with big winds gusting to 20 knots, with large, steep, vicious waves that had built up overnight. However, by the last race of the day, the winds had dropped to single digits, finishing in front of Marstrand's harbour. As is usual at the 44 Cup stops, the top of the standings were packed going into the final day. CREF held the lead by a mere point ahead of Charisma, but only 9 points separated the top 6 teams. That included Team Aqua, Aleph Racing, Artemis Racing and Team Nika. Ref managed to defend their overall lead in the 2022 44 Cup, finishing second, but it was Nico Poon's charisma that won the event by 4 points. What made the achievement even more significant was the fact that this was the team's second consecutive win in 2022, having been victorious at the last event in Cascais.
Yeah, that's great to win again. And normally you win and then you fell back. And this time, okay, we didn't win that convincing compared to the last time in Cascais, but that is almost impossible. But no, we did 5 points lead, and I'm quite happy with that.
It was another thrilling stop for the 44 Cup. The series will resume in Portorož, Slovenia, with the RC44 World Championship, and Inside Sailing will once again bring all of the action to your TV screens. We're staying with high-speed one-design sailing classes. Our TV show always visits the very best sailing venues, and Lake Garda in Italy is one of the best worldwide. This summer, the biggest ever fleet of Wasps descended on Malcesine for the class's pinnacle event, the Wasp World Games.
So my name's Martin Evans, I'm the class manager for Wasp, and my role is to look after all Wasp racing around the world. So we are in Malcesine on Lake Garda, which is bang in the middle of Europe, so really accessible for loads of countries to get to, and we've also got people from outside of Europe as well who are coming.
The Wasp fleet has seen a huge amount of growth over the last few years, as shown by the numbers competing in Italy. 170 boats made the 2022 Wasp Games the biggest Wasp event in history and the largest fleet of one-design foiling boats ever seen. Championship racing took place over 4 days, and Garda delivered the goods. In true one-design fashion, the racing was as close as ever, every race. Sam Whaley of Great Britain topped the standings going into the final race, but Kiwi Sam Street was hot on his heels, and moving through the fleet, the pair ended up coming towards the finish line together in a spectacular battle of the Titans. Finally, though, Street became the 2022 Wasp Games champion.
Awesome. Full credit to Sam Whaley, he pushed me to the limits today. Tough racing. The full competition is just amazing. Lake Garda, couldn't ask for a better location to sail. Yeah, it was pretty tight. The first race was another shocker for me. Tried to lose it on the water, but managed to come back through on the downwinds and just sail it.
Yeah. Yeah.
In the women's division, Elise Beavis led the fleet from start to finish, despite facing challenges from the class's up-and-coming athletes.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's feeling a lot more fulfilling than it did in Perth 3 years ago. So I think we've got about 30 females competing at the Wasp Games here in 22 Lake Garda, compared to in Perth there are only 2 of us. So the female participation in the fleet has jumped up hugely, and so has the quality of the female sailors. I believe particularly for 3rd place on the podium, there was an epic battle going down. There were 3 girls going in today who could have all made it onto the podium for sure, and they also weren't making it easy for Nora or I, even though we had a little bit more of a buffer.
Yeah.
The 2022 Wasp World Games showed the class's evolution and also gave a chance for the sailors to enjoy their time off the water. The racing is undoubtedly spectacular and highly competitive, but the overall event is and will always be open and accessible to sailors of any age or ability. to another sailing paradise, Greece, and the Aegean Sea for a very demanding and long-lasting adventure. The Aegean 600, organised by the Hellenic Offshore Racing Club, returned in 2022 with its second edition. It's a 600-mile grand tour of mythical Aegean archipelago and its islands. Sailors from around the world, representing 13 countries, made the trip, and the fleet was incredibly diverse, with super yachts, trimarans and catamarans taking part, as well as the more conventional offshore-capable monohull designs. All were keen to enjoy this unique regatta in one of the most beautiful sailing spots in the world.
Just like the charter boats going from one port to the next. When you really sail in the Aegean, you get all types of weather, in all types of directions, in all types of situations, and you're surprised every time in every place.
World-class Olympic Marine in Lavrio, a co-organiser of the event, was once again the perfect starting point for the crew's efforts. A brilliant opening ceremony took place in the facilities of the Olympic Marine and acted as the best possible way to welcome so many participants to Greece. The Aegean 600 is a non-stop race which acts as a challenge to many a sailor. Starting from Sunio under the dominating ancient Temple of Poseidon, the route leads participants past various beautiful Greek islands, the highlight being sailing past the renowned island of Santorini under the caldera. Such a demanding race needs good preparation, and the organisers had set important safety meetings and skippers' briefings that would prove to be very helpful for the participants who were about to find themselves at sea for several days.
Competing in a regatta like this, in a race like this, the boats need to be very well prepared. Very well prepared in different ways. They need to be having done the seminar of safety, they need to have done the seminar for first aid, and they have to follow also the skipper's meeting, which gives the details about the start and the course that they're going to be racing.
As expected, the boats had to contend with the ever-changing wind and weather conditions. The Aegean Sea is characterised by these conditions, and this is another test the Aegean 600 poses to its competitors. With an average speed of 11.3 knots during the race, the luxury catamaran Allegra crossed the finishing line with an elapsed time of 53 hours 36 minutes and 2 seconds, establishing a new course record for multi-hulls at this annual 605-mile race.
Thankfully, we have a fantastic crew on board. We have the people who make the sails, we have the people who do the rigging for the boat on board, we have the people that commissioned this boat originally, so we've got a very thorough understanding of this boat.
The following morning, another record was set by Team Rafale. Their elapsed time of 63 hours, 2 minutes and 2 seconds smashed the previous mark for monohulls. Throughout the day, the boats kept on crossing the finishing line beneath the Temple of Poseidon, with some top performances achieved. Ultimately, it was Team Hagar 5 that finished the event with an armful of trophies as the overall winners of the Aegean 600, as well as the overall IRC class winners, the Poseidon Trophy as overall ORC class winners, and also winners of the Maxi, ORC1 and IRC1 classes.
It's unbelievable. It was a week with a lot of hypes, and I must say that The boat, the Hagar, is very suitable and he loves to sail in the Aegean 600.
The closing ceremony added even more to the prestige of the Aegean 600, with participants and organisers sharing some more moments of joy together. It was also time for the top performers to be rewarded for their efforts, as everyone looks forward to another edition in 2023. Welcome back to Inside Sailing. Greece has so many sailing events on offer every summer. With 25 years of history, the Rhodos Cup has established a reputation as one of the most renowned international regattas in the Aegean Sea. Co-organised by the Offshore Yachting Club of Rhodes and the region of South Aegean, this International Sailing Week was once again the focal point in 2022.
Rhodos Cup is successful during these years because it is the paradise of sailing.
The event started with a leg from Kos to Nisyros, followed by a course from Nisyros to Tylos, before the boats headed to Symi and eventually finished their journey in Rhodes. 41 boats from 12 different countries took on the challenge, all divided into 3 different classes: the IMS class, the IRC class and the cruising category. One of the most significant stops was the one in Tylos. It gave an opportunity for the crews to enjoy a break from the intense sailing battles. On their day off, on this hidden gem of the Dodecanese, they filled it by exploring the island as well as joining a local cultural festival that only enhanced their whole experience of the event.
It's a combination, sailing and have a fun. It's so many sailors in Greece that all around the world that they're looking for something different. You know, there are sailors that it's official sailors and they want to be more active. There are sailors that they want to have a fun. We make a 2-3 hour sailing and then we meet each other, everybody, in the restaurant, in the bars, and have a fun. It's a combination of all this.
This demanding regatta was finally over when the boats found themselves in Rhodes. Team Sugar managed to be victorious in the IMS category, while Matric 2 proved to be better than the rest in the IRC class. The cruising category was won by the boats Kia Ora, but each and every participant was more than satisfied after the conclusion of this sailing adventure.
It's my first time in Rhodos Cup. Well, I hope there'll be many more after this one. Amazing race because you get to see the small islands that you don't get to see them very often. Well, I hope that many boats join this very, very nice race. And I hope me and my team get better and we get better results next time.
It was another successful edition for the Rhodes Cup. The beautiful Dodecanese Islands and the South Aegean offered exactly what was promised: great sailing conditions, unique beauty and hospitality that makes the experience even better. Inside Sailing doesn't stop catching waves, so now let's do it on a surfboard. The World Surf League Asia Qualifying Series returned once again to Indonesia's premier right-hander at Lagundri Bay. The Suraki beach provided the perfect field for some elite surfing action. Nias Pro, powered by the Asian Surf Company, has just been upgraded to a qualifying Series 5000 event for both men and women. With the event being co-sanctioned across the WSL Asia, Australia and Oceania regions, the 2022 NIAS Pro attracted more than 100 of the best up-and-coming surfers from 10 countries in the region. It also played host to a pro junior event with points going to up-and-comers in the Asia region. The area is considered a paradise for ambitious surfers, and it delivered dreamy conditions for the NIAS Pro with picture-perfect waves every day, allowing the athletes to showcase their skills. In the men's final, Marlon Harrison took victory after dropping the first perfect 10 in front of the enormous crowd that lined the waterfront.
I'm speechless right now. I just had the best final. I got a 10, and yeah, the waves are honestly amazing. And holy glue, I'm speechless right now. I can't believe I just won. And wow, NIAS really is the one and one place I love. And I can't even complain. I'm speechless right now. Wow.
The women's final was a battle of youth versus experience as up-and-coming junior Ella McCaffrey faced a championship tour veteran in Paige Harib. Experience prevailed with the Kiwi Pro topping the leaderboard.
It's been amazing. This is my first time here and the bay's so beautiful and all the people here are super nice, and staying with the family just along the road, and yeah, we couldn't have asked for better waves, so it's been a pretty dream contest.
This very successful event demonstrated once again the quality of the region's surfers and was capped off with a great prize-giving ceremony that left everyone impressed. Surfing can be exciting in many forms, and another one is motosurf. The UIM Motosurf World Championship hosts the world's best riders at different venues across the globe. In June 2022, the world's fastest and lightest motorised surfboards came to the magnificent bay of Puerto Cancun for the Inter-MX Mexico Grand Prix. The championship in Cancun had 5 racing classes: Open, Women's, a Junior division, and also a Stock and Stock R class. All of them had great representatives who competed over 3 straight days in idyllic conditions. The final day was one to remember for many riders. In the Open class, Jakob Kornfield held off the pressure from 4-time world champion Lukas Zahorski to secure his 2nd win in a row. Anita Stulakova took the women's class.
If you are not prepared physically, then you're making mistakes, and I think that's the reason why we finished 1st and 2nd with Lukas, because we are physically really fit, and this makes the biggest difference. So not the technique, not the boards, but I think this weekend was about the riders to keep the energy and be as ready as much and prepare for the finals.
The stock class proved the international character of the sport, as 6 different nationalities were amongst the top 10, with Dawn Kim from South Korea the winner.
Racing in Cancun is very peaceful, so it is not hard to make our race because the water is very flat, so it is nice, yeah. And then many audience are there, so they makes me happy and makes more power, yeah.
One of the most beautiful racing venues for the UIM Motosurf World Championship delivered what it promised. So that's all we have for you in this episode of Inside Sailing. It's been another action-packed show and we look forward to next month. We'll see you then. Don't miss it.